What scripture you want?
I guess you can start in. You can start in. Put in.
Okay.
And that one in. What's that in Matthew?
Matthew.
The scriptures.
Oh, Matthew 24.
The scriptures gonna come out. Yeah, 24.
Yeah.
Okay, we're live, right?
Yeah, we're live.
Are we live, brother?
Yeah.
Hey, yeah. Brother Shalom. We're the brothers of the Great Millstone of Gms Chicago, and first and foremost, we want to give all praise, glory, and honor to
Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai Ba'Shem or Kakadash.
Double honors unto the apostles, double honors to the elder bishops, salutations to all our fellow laborers, and to those few aqua that are listening and learning. And we're just gonna go right in on this thing. I was watching on the way here. On the way here, I was watching the off-grid farmer, and he does some really good informative videos, man, and he uses really good sources. And what he was claiming was that this is on-the-spot live news coverage that he was given, all right, as it was happening. Unlike the fluff news that we get here in America. And he was going to the websites and showing you the stuff. He was showing you the things in their own language, in the Ukrainian language, that was coming from Ukrainian government agencies, and how they have put out these reports that Ukraine had lost 40% of Ukraine now belongs to Russia. 40% of it. That's a lot, man. That's damn near half, right? And Ukraine has lost 75% of its military. So everybody is big up in Ukrainians and this whole thing, like they're over there getting their ass handed to them, man. It's what's happening to them, right? They losing it. It says, the Ukrainian forces were destroyed by 75%, man. So, shit is real, man, and that's gonna have a major effect on the rest of the world, including here, real soon, man. We grabbed that Ezekiel 38.
Ezekiel 38:1.
James 5.
And the word Yahweh came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face in God, the land of Magog, the chief prince of Meshach and Tubal, and prophesied against him.
And there it is, man. And for all you side note notification, I job Maccabees, dude, shut up, man. All right, the Russians are not Japhetic; they're Edom. All right, he got the name Maccabee in his name, but yet he's saying that they're Japhetic. In the first book of Maccabees, he gives you a clear breakdown of when the Edomites took over Japheth's land, man. Right there in the first book. So he got the name and have the name Maccabee. And then, shut up, man. Just shut up.
Okay, Japheth don't get the blessings of the sword, like I just said.
Exactly. There was no prophecy. There was no prophecy saying that Japheth would have dominion over the world. That Japheth would be a bloody sword, a glittering sword. A glittering sword to that he would have the blessing of the sword. There's no prophecies, man. And Japheth would enslave Israel and send them around the world in ships. Or that they would be, the scriptures clearly say that Edom is the end of the world. Edom is going to be in power when Yahushua comes back. When Isaiah 63:1 happens, who the world ignorantly calls Christ is coming back to a world that's ran and controlled by the nation of Edom, man. Point blank period, not Japhetic people. So that was a double lie, that whole Ashkenaz thing, all right? Because Ashkenaz is of Japheth. But they said that lie on purpose, man. And if you go and read all the old Jewish almanacs and encyclopedias, majority of them tell you that the Jewish people are modern. Edom is modern day Jewry, man. All right, there's quite a few different sources of their own sources that tell you that, man.
Correct. Russia, the Russians today, not the original Russians, but today Russians called the Red Army. To give you proof where they are, Red Army.
Exactly, man. Right. It was a lot called Russian Jews. All right, a lot of them. Okay, but anyway, to get back on point.
Right. You read the rest of it?
Yeah, read a little bit more.
Okay, and say, thus said Yahweh, behold, I am against thee, O God, the chief prince of Meshach and Tubal, and I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws.
And you can see that now, and I'm going to give you one of the main reasons why. You got two dominant powers that are both fighting for control of the earth. America is losing, and Russia and China, Russia and this number one partner, which is China, is winning. And they got two different ideas of how they're going to run the world, man. And what I'm about to share with you is gonna prove it. Russia, to counteract America, they collected up a whole lot of gold. They got more gold than most countries right now. And Russia is connecting gold to the ruble, which makes the ruble put the ruble to challenge the greenback, American money, as the dominant currency in the world. That causes a problem for America and the people that's part of America and its interests, the Western powers. That causes a major problem, man. All right, because America's trying to go digital, and Russia is trying to get a gold standard. They have brought the gold standard back, and they're using it, which is how they're getting around and bypassing these sanctions. All right, which means Edom is going to have to, well, the other half of Edom, the Western Edomites, are going to have to move faster and push forward to do this digital thing. That's how we know that digital thing is coming very, very soon, man. All right, it's going to cause major problems. Okay, and another thing that you have to take into consideration is that America is it's not even 30 trillion, it's more like 200 something trillion dollars in debt. Russia is only like 30 billion in debt. All right, so who do you think the world's going to attach themselves to? Well, if you're a neutral country, all right, getting ready to do banking and business, etc., all right, what do you think that person is going to? They're going to do business with this country that's tanking, that's 200 trillion, 30 plus and 200 trillion in debt, or with a country that's only 30 billion in debt and has a gold-backed currency? It's not a difficult decision to make. So America and the EU is going to have to go to war with Russia. There's no way around this. So this thing is not going to de-escalate. It's going to continue to escalate. All right?
I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws. I will bring thee forth with all thy army horses and horsemen, all them clothed with all sorts of armor, even a great company with bucklers and shields, all them handling swords.
There you go, and all those swords, all of them handling swords, is basically talking about that military power, that might, that missile power, man. All right, and America may still have more missiles, but Russia has more power and newer and better technology in their missiles.
Persia, Ethiopia, Libya with them, all of them with shield and helmet.
Yep. So basically, all these nations are coming together to clash, man. And like they got and the Chicago fire is playing right now. That's what all these people out here for. All right. But guess what? Chicago's really gonna be on fire. And everybody else, man. Yep. And so they got gathering, just like that gathering in the Valley of Jehoshaphat. Somebody can grab that real quick. That's enough of that.
Okay, come.
And somebody get that James 5, that gold and silver paint. Because they're about to fill their belly, man. So that means they're about to move fast on this digital currency thing. And not to mention, another thing that they got going on is this SB 1464. That bill is going into place, and what that bill does is that bill makes it to where any law enforcement, sheriff departments or any law enforcement and law enforcement officials who decide they are not going to enforce medical stuff, all right, if they're in opposition to it at all, they will get denied any funding whatsoever.
Wow.
All right, so they're preparing for the second round. Now they got everybody walking around with masks, and everybody's fine. And I won't say any more than that. That's nothing wrong with anybody. That wasn't wrong with them before, naturally. But anyway, they're gonna bring the mask thing back with a vengeance.
Right.
In about maybe 2 or 3 months. All right, they're gonna do it right. They probably might let you go through June. Let everybody get into summer and start having a good time, and then that on top of the fact of the sky high gas prices, people collectively on the verge of losing it, man. And that's what's getting ready to happen. And as Gerald Salente always says, when people got nothing else to lose, they lose it, man. All right, and people are on edge in America and around the world for that matter. Go ahead.
Joel?
You can get that, and then we're gonna bring out that cake and go back to that money. Go ahead, brother. Yeah, start it too. Oh no, actually you can start it one. Go ahead.
This is the book of Joel, chapter 3, verse 1. For behold, in those days and in that time, when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem.
Right, so now with the information that's come out in recent times, even at the University of Israel, they're not saying that they have to revisit this thing about the Jews being black. It came right out the Israeli University, man. Over there in their own university. Why? Because the evidence and the proof is overwhelming, man. So the only thing they can do now is just ignore it. And that's what I found out, especially dealing with the personal issues with the law. When you beat Esau, when you prove them wrong in anything, then they just ignore you. All right? They just ignore the issue. All right? Because wasn't Joe Biden and his son being accused of laundering all kind of money through Ukraine? Now, that's the reason why Biden's so angry. You seen the meme with him making a mean face? Said this is the face you make when they start bombing the country where you laundering your money. I was laughing. I had to repost it. Right? So all that underhand dealing that he was doing over there. All right? Well, go ahead, brother.
Joel 3, verse 2. I will also gather all nations and will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat.
And that we're on the cusp of that happening, man. All right? And we're in the beginning stage of JT, Jacob's trouble, man. You don't realize it. We're in the beginning stages of that. This is the early stages. And it's just going to amplify and get bad and get worse. And there's a lot of Jake out here, homeless and broke, with no place to go, man. And you know what's beautiful? There's a lot of Edomites out here, homeless and broke. A lot of heathens, homeless and broke, with no place to go. They were doing fine, you know, just a couple years ago. All right? And now they living like Jake living. And that's why suicides are so high. Edomites, man, they bank account get under 50 grand and they ready to kill themselves. Average Jake ain't never seen 50K in their damn bank account. That's right. All right? It's like it's under 50 up. They ready to eat a bullet, man. You know? Like life's over. Go ahead.
And I will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage, Israel.
Right? So the end result of this, these are being gathered for this third world's war so he can plead with them. He's going to plead with them with fire for his heritage. All right? Why? Because of the controversy of Zion, man.
Wait.
There's a controversy of Zion. All right? Because the real Zion is not being identified as such. Go ahead.
Whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my land.
Yep. You can have that. And imparted us among the nations and parted our land, man. All right? That's the Lord's land. Therefore, it's our land. All right? Go ahead.
Joel 3, verse 3. And they shall cast lots for my people.
Yeah, well, never mind. We need to go there. They already did that. All right? Yeah, and so, basically, what you did all them years ago, that's why they're so angry about this, what they call it, the critical race theory. All right? Because that's embarrassing history, shameful history that they don't want to be brought out and talked about. Okay? Why? Because some of them images, they'll see their own families, man. Their great uncle, their grandparents, some of them are old enough as their parents. Some of them, you know, some of the people alive were little kids when all this stuff was going on, man.
You can feel taking that evil smell by they messing with things.
Oh yeah, man. So yes, so that's your grandparents, your great uncle, your great grandparents. You can recognize it, all right? That's one of the reasons why they hate it so. Okay. Who's ever got that James 5?
James 5.
This dude is a brick, man.
James 5:1. Go to now, ye rich men, weep and howl for your miseries that shall come upon you. Your riches are corrupted, and your garments filthy.
Right, so their riches is corrupted, man. And the reason their riches is corrupted, because they don't nobody, you best believe that people are not gonna go get down with this digital thing. They're gonna meet rad resistance, and they're gonna have to use their sword. They're gonna have to go Revelation 6 and 4 to enforce it to happen. And then when they do, Michael's gonna step in. The Lord's gonna interject. All these things on the cusp are happening. We really are living in exciting times, man. You should be excited, man. You brothers got any precepts, man? Bring them out. Don't stand down there silent, man.
Your gold and silver is cankered, and the rust of them shall be a witness against you.
And the rust of it, meaning the witness is a witness against you, man. All right? But the fact that people don't want it, that the value of it is so low that people don't want it anymore, man. And like I said, it's not going to be a difficult decision to make, to choose a country that's 30 billion versus a country, that's around 3 to 30 billion in debt versus a country that's 200 trillion. 30, because because they'll give you 30 trillion, but the real debt is more like 200 trillion for America, man.
And shall eat your flesh as if it was fire. Ye have heaped treasure together for the last day.
Right, so the American dollar is dead, man. Don't nobody want it. That's why they pushing to go digital. And this war, and then this next round of the C word thing, which has been found to have a patent on it going back to 2016. It's funny, when all that evidence started surfacing, this war started. And all of a sudden they dropped it, no mandates and no masks. So now they're gonna let this war be the issue. And it's gonna drive prices and inflation up, and then they're gonna turn around and bring that shit right back. My word.
I haven't heard a couple.
No, they ain't talking about it no more, man.
Yeah.
Right? Because they don't want you focusing on it. And the reason they don't want it to be talked about, because the evidence against Moderna in 2016, and all patents and stuff. We won't say much more. I don't want the brother to get a strike on the channel. All the receipts, basically. Yeah. The receipts of ownership of certain, the receipts of the owners who own certain viruses that's spread every damn way.
Damn.
All right.
Matthew 16 and 26. For what is a man and profit if he gain the whole world and lose his own soul? Or what shall a man give in exchange for his soul? So they got these $1 billion people that make these companies, these CEOs and big major companies. They lose it. They gonna lose it when that digital hand come out. You know what I'm saying? That digital currency. They lose their value and status. You know what I'm saying? They sell it now to that 5-point star in Hollywood. And up to no good. Because Jake got investment in this world and stuff, man. Right. They got investment in this world, right? That's why when Jake talk shit against the Bible, talk about against their own power, Yahweh shine. All right, but then they'll provide a real solution. Right? When they going along with the system, they count on the system to go on. They count. Yeah. No, they count on. Matter of fact, they so hot. They wait to get that chip, man.
Yeah. All right. And that's because they got their gift already.
That's right.
On this side, man.
Yep.
I was just talking to well, she might be Jake. If not, she gonna be a future concubine. But yesterday we were having a conversation, and she just out of nowhere brought up the 30 richest rappers. And a couple of them was in. I was shocked. Right. That dude, and I'm like, he ain't even a rapper. But that song made a lot of money. And I'm like, that ain't even a rap song. But that Gundam style. That dude, man, that one song, they use that song in movies, commercials, cartoons, that damn Gundam style, right? He in the top 30, man. I think he like number 5 or something. No, not. He's down low, maybe number 25 or something like that, right. 30. Right. But he still made the top 30. Right. I was like, what the hell? Off that one song, because what else he did? What else you only write? But hey, that dude might be a Jake, man.
Because
it sucked, and it wasn't the best song, but it was just so. It was catchy. It was profound. Yeah. It was.
It's mostly rich. You know,
Yeah.
rich.
But you know, that dude might be a G. That's neither here nor there.
Somebody bringing out something.
That's a no, he was looking for that goddamn song.
Yeah, Luke chapter 2. Repeat again, because that's
Go ahead. And they're referring to the rappers and the millionaires, you know, especially our people. They got money invested in the system. Go ahead. Let me start up there.
Luke 6:22. Blessed are ye when men shall hate you, and when they shall separate you from their company.
And they hate us because we tell the truth. And we point out all the things that they're not supposed to be doing, that they glorifying. We're basically pointing out their wickedness, and don't nobody want to shine no light on them when they're doing wickedness, man.
What's that old saying?
Right? When they're in the closet committing adultery or doing whatever wickedness they're supposed to be doing, the last thing they want is you shining the light now. Talking about some, hey, you know? It's like, damn, you white, yeah, because you're doing wicked, man. All right? They don't want you.
Even on.
When they sniffing and smoking and tooting, doing whatever the hell they doing, which violating their temple when they know it's wicked, man. And here you are pointing it out. You know? Right. And they're right. You know that ain't your girl. You know? And you come sliding out the hotel with somebody else's wife, and you proud of that shit.
Want to say that the truth hurts? Oh yeah, the truth hurts. Yeah. You hurt my feelings. You hurt my feelings. I had quick stuff. This is up.
6:22. And shall reproach you and cast out your name as evil.
Yep.
For the Son of Man's sake.
Yep. Because one to them they call evil good and good evil. And that's the world that we live in. All right? We speak against alphabet lifestyle because the Bible speaks against alphabet lifestyle. Because the Lord not with them. But in this society, you can't say, you know, go into details on what alphabet lifestyle is, man. Because if you ain't even got to say nothing bad about it, you just can disagree with it. Then you get blackballed and being a bad person, and you know, and everyone should blackball your business and not do business with you, and you should get fired from your job. You should not be able to play on that team. You know, you should be able to sell your records. Right, just because you shouldn't be able to box no more. You shouldn't be able to do MMA no more. Just because you spoke your mind about you to think, well, that's not right. You know, God didn't, you know, I'm not, you know, you're a bad person. What?
And that happens because they're the judges of society. And I was talking to somebody, and they told the truth. They said that group of people are the most judgmental people on the face of the earth, man. Yet that they don't like to be judged according to the truth, man. So that's the reason why all that shit happens to anybody. So that's the reason why that ends up happening, man. You know, it's three groups of people that you cannot speak of against in society. You know, the Idumeans, the woman, and then the alphabet crew.
I had a quick precept. It's Isaiah 59 and 15.
Rough Riders just went by.
What?
Oh, sorry.
Go ahead, brother.
It's Isaiah 59 and 15, going with the elder was saying, it said, yea, truth faileth, and he that departed from evil, making himself a prey. So even if you're talking against it, you don't even have to talk against it. You could just live different and whatnot and stuff. And guess what? People gonna be against you. You know what I'm saying? Because when you rise in righteousness and whatnot, everybody that's still in wickedness and stuff is gonna come against you. Dark is always against good, man.
It's their spirit. They can pick up your spirit. It's like a
a lot of people are spiritual.
Yes, yeah, because we spiritual right hand side, they spiritual on the left hand side. They gonna pick it up, man.
Real quick, this is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 2, verse 11. It says, starting at verse 10, it says, "Let us oppress the poor righteous man. Let us not the widow, nor reverence the ancient gray hairs of the age." So that's the reason why from the apostles on down, we catch this here. It says, "Let our strength be the law of justice, for that which is feeble is found to be nothing worth," which they see our whole nation is that, because we don't have anybody actually sticking up for us, man. We don't have IMF, we don't have a military, we don't have anything. All we have, the Lord put us in the belly of the beast, was to count on him, man. We have nothing else.
We don't have a voice in the union. We don't. And it's funny, you hear all these Europeans and different nations saying how they see what's being done to Jake here in America. There's so many videos where it's usually world leaders or European women. All right, you know when they're coming against America, it's like, hold on, man, how you gonna tell me what to do to my people in my country? Everybody see this, how you shoot down unarmed black people and brown people all across America. But here you are talking about rights and things like that, and rights of the people. When you forcing your people to restrict their breathing and put stuff in their body against their will. But you want to talk, are you kidding me?
Yeah, well, who was that one woman? She said Putin doesn't take America seriously because we're over here arguing about masks and genders and shit. And it's true, man. You know, and Putin pointed that out as well, man. Well, look how you treat the American blacks.
There it is. There it is, man. So Putin is a smart dude, man, too. And I think that he purposely, all the images of him standing by all them black icons, he was doing that on purpose to put them fake Jews on blast, man, and Christians on blast. Mainly Amalekites, because you got to explain that. And where are you washed at? You so-called white Anglo-Saxon people. I got news for you. There is no such thing. You made up white, and the Anglo-Saxons were brown. You saw the Russian icons, man.
Jealous sons of Isaac.
Exactly.
That's why they got to be called white Anglo-Saxons. It's like saying black Hebrew Israelite.
Exactly.
There's no such thing.
There's no such thing, man.
You're red, you're not white. White means pure. There's nothing pure about you, man.
Zero.
Right. That's the whole thing. All right, go ahead, bring up. That's it. Anybody else?
We got Luke 17, 26. And as it was in the days of Noah, so shall it be in the days of the Son of Man. They did eat, they did drink, they married wives, they were given to marry into the day that going into the ark. And the flood came and destroyed them all. Likewise also as it is was in the days of Lot, they did eat, they sold, they planted, and they built.
If they do that right now.
Right.
Everybody's laughing, getting married, going along like they don't see anything. But they see it, but they don't want to see it. All right? What's that? It says the ancient proverb that tells the angels come to the
I got you in Ezekiel.
Yeah, it's Ezekiel, man. And that's why people do it, man. People come against it and like nothing gonna happen. Or I see it all over the social platform. World War III gonna happen. No, they not the red button. It ain't gonna be no World War III. Yes, it is. But you already been World War III.
Yeah, but you know what? They gonna die in the end first, man. I don't worry about people like that.
No, I ain't worried about this, stating the fact. Because like El Tahar said, hey, they ass will get drafted, they go down over there and they're right? No Russians gonna fuck you up, man. Ain't gonna be you ain't get no pass no more because you're a Negro and shit. Like they was in Vietnam and Germany and shit like that.
Yeah.
They was like, hey man, why you fighting over here? No, they gonna tag your ass up in the books, man. And torture your ass, man. Alright, get that.
This is Ezekiel chapter 12, verse 21.
Right.
And the word of the Lord Yahweh came unto me, saying, Son of man, what is that proverb that ye have in the land of Israel, saying, the days are prolonged, and every vision faileth?
Right, they said all men, Jake, lying out their mouth, all men, obviously failing the Bible. They do that to make themselves feel comfortable. They know damn well they ain't true. Go ahead.
They want an excuse to do their continuing wickedness.
Yep, go ahead, all right.
And it says, verse 23, tell them therefore, thus saith the Lord God, I will make this proverb to cease, and they shall no more use it as a proverb in Israel.
Right, you gonna make it cease. That shit's happening now, man. For me in World War III, the chip is on the hill, probably 3-4 months away.
Yeah, hopefully.
All right, everybody.
But it's very close.
Very close.
It could happen within this year.
Before
this year is out.
That's right.
Because the way things are looking, they're gonna have to move. The Lord is putting them in the trick bag, but their hand is gonna be forced. All right. Okay? So they ain't gonna have no choice, man. They gonna have to go forward with this thing. They can't hold back no longer. They gonna have to go forward. Go ahead, brother, bring it out.
Second Ezra 16 and 13. For strong is his right hand that bendeth the bow, his arrows, and he shooteth are shot and shall not miss. And when they begin to be shot into the ends of the world.
Now, what arrows can go from one end of the world to the other, man? You think about that. Okay? I give you the first hint. The letter is I. Okay?
The plagues I say shall not return again until they come upon the earth. The fire is kindled and shall not be put out.
Yep, so no arrows go forth, they ain't turning back, man. Alright? I was releasing my arrow at that Edomite, man. Once I let it go, I can decide, damn, that wasn't even my target. Oh shit, alright. Right. She over there, her feet kicking. And they start kicking slow and slow. Go ahead, brother.
Fire is kindled and shall not be put out until it consume the foundation of the earth.
Yeah, and what is the ruling foundation of the earth, man? This place, Babylon. Okay, because it didn't say the whole, these people with this notion that they're going to destroy the whole world. We all know, man, they're not. The whole world is not going to be destroyed, man. Only Babylon the Great is going to be destroyed. Well, that's it.
That's why they say, oh, well, you know what happened. They say, oh, the world gonna destroy. No, America gonna get destroyed.
Yeah, right. Because what they don't realize, what they don't understand is that when I'm talking about, when I'm giving you this information about Russia with this currency, NATO don't want to sink with that ship, man. So NATO's already fragile. The clay, the miry clay is already separated from the iron, man. So they already got problems with each other. Okay? So them problems gonna turn violent real soon, man. Alright? And they ain't about to lose all they have just to support these dumbasses who want to keep doing, pulling them into stuff that they don't want to be a part of, man.
Okay. Like as an arrow, which is shot of a mighty archer, return them not backward. Even so the plagues that shall be sent upon earth shall not return again.
And you ain't seen nothing yet, man. The plagues are gonna get way worse, man. And then the Lord gonna send some real. He got his fake plagues that he manufactures and let loose, but the Lord got real plagues too. So it's gonna be a combination of all the above, man. All right. And when these stores empty out, ain't no food in them. Yeah.
Right,
Go ahead.
because even when it comes down to your friends, you know what I'm saying? Hey, y'all probably grimy with each other and stuff, right? But if they already grimy and stuff, what's gonna happen and stuff when it gotta be all about them? Ain't finna be no teamwork.
Hey, yeah, brother. You look. I keep seeing these videos, especially out west. These people, and in New York, going into CVS and Walgreens, just taking shit, putting it in the bag, and walking out. All right, they
That's
just
been
doing
happening in
it.
Hyde Park,
So he's seeing it here.
bro. It was crazy as hell.
And guess what? Yeah, they doing it everywhere, man. And so I'm gonna tell you, if eventually that's gonna be people's houses.
Yeah.
And according to a class that I took about 3 weeks ago, this already happened. The news just haven't been reporting on it. Because they were coming with FBI. They were coming with FBI statistics and information in that class. And the instructor said, "Look, man, the home invasions are already happening. They're just not reporting on them in the news like they're supposed to, because they don't want people to panic."
Right.
So, I know how you've heard me say many times how you gonna have these groups of marauders well armed, man. All right, and what happens when you get a group of marauders, right, handling small swords, and then they got a group of gangbangers behind them that they showing them the tactics that they use and how to actually do it for real. All right, you gonna have groups like that marauding into these gated communities and shit, like that's a gated community, all right? That bridge, all of them, and this one on this side too. All right, because the way in them is about a block that way and a block that way. Okay, and you just can't. You see, they're all gated in the front, but to get into there, you got to drive in through a gate with a guard in it, man.
Then it's a little cross street from Little Park.
They everywhere. Yeah. These little gated communities. They all over this area, man.
Yep. precept.
Go ahead, brother.
This is 2nd Ezra chapter 6 in the Apocrypha verse 24. It says, at that time shall friends fight one against another like enemies. And like the elder was saying and stuff, when it comes down to these grocery stores, these regular stores, even when you can just buy a little couple of chips, even though that's not the type of store that it is, when all that is gone and stuff, what's going to happen? They gonna go. What's going to be the new grocery store? Somebody crib.
Yes, sir, man. Yep. Hey, your old neighbor Bob, man. All right, Bob been buddies with Dana, you know, next door forever. They had beers over the fence. They just shared barbecue. You know, been to each other's kids' birthday parties. Mm-hmm. All right, and guess what? Bob was always eyeing your woman too, your old lady. Yep. You know, he tried not to be too rude, but every time he got a chance, he was peeking out the milk. And now he done ran out of milk. So now he wants yours.
Right. And then another thing is this too. You're gonna have a lot of people and stuff. They're gonna try to you know, they're gonna try to find some type of way to be in your crib.
Yeah, and the government. I was listening to the Canadian prep and.
Second Ezra 16 and 21. Behold, victuals shall be so good cheap on earth.
Mm-hmm. And that's happening now to a certain extent. But food prices is through the roof though. Yeah. Right? The prices is, for some goods is still kind of cheap, even in the midst of all this inflation. Food prices is through the roof though.
And gas.
And gas. Right? And that's the reason why goods and services are still being sold a little bit, you know, normal, a little bit cheap, because they don't want people to freak. It's like, hey, I can't pay this ridiculous amount for gas and food and pay this much for my other goods and services. You know, but shit they don't want, they don't want. You know, I mean, that they don't need, they just want. Right? And that's the thing, man. If people, they don't even. You would think they would be tripping on stuff that they need. People start tripping on stuff that they just want. You don't even really need.
Chips.
That's just snacks.
Oh yeah. And we're in the midst of that happening now, man. All right, because as this war over there progresses, you're gonna start, like, everybody's out today with hot war. You know, you're gonna start seeing less cars on the road. Because once that gas it's almost $5 now across the nation, but it's getting ready to be over $5. As a matter of fact, they saying by this summer, you may be looking at anywhere from $7 to $10 worth of gallon of gas. You're gonna start having issues. Yeah, you're gonna start having issues.
California, they still the gas.
Yeah, in California, yeah, that's a big crime in California. Siphoning gas, man. They throwing it out. They stealing gas like crazy in Colorado too. People going to the gas station, filling up. What they doing is they covering up their license plate and taking it out, pulling in the gas station, filling up, and then burning out. That's what people are doing, man, in Colorado.
And then you've also got, like, before I see when it comes down to the Israelites, the so-called Mexicans, the neighborhoods and stuff that they be in, they be selling their cars because they can't do anything when it comes down to gas.
Yeah. There it is, man. With the price, and then look at the price of used cars. Because when nobody buying new cars,
right.
So they took the used cars to the roof, man.
Yep.
All right, you can have a car that has 100,000 miles on it, and they still trying to ask for 10, 15 grand for it. It's like, are you kidding me? Yeah.
That's fucking crazy.
Yep.
Traffic at great confusion. Many of them that dwell upon earth shall perish in famine. Other than
Yep, so you're going to get away from one and get killed by the other, man. Right? And look, it's actually, the Bible clearly tells you, man, somebody can grab me if they want, that it's better to be killed by the sword than to be killed by famine. Because if you get killed by the sword, you know, you die instantly. Or you die quickly. You know, it's not like you're going to, you know, you're not going to, it's a mercy right, because you get hit by the sword, you bleed, you start bleeding, you get sleepy, you go to sleep, you out of there, you chilling in the spirit world. All right? But you know, to die by famine is a slow, painful, agonizing death. All right, and you watching your loved ones, your friends, and family die right along with you, man. That's a very slow and painful, agonizing death, man.
This limitation.
And the dead shall be cast out as dung, and there shall be
It's dung. So that literally, people gonna be throwing dead bodies out like you throwing the trash, man. That's how bad it's gonna get. And I've always said you're gonna be stepping over dead bodies in America, like you stepping over like leaves that fell off the tree. There's gonna be so many people legs just laid out, die right where they are. Ain't gonna be nobody to come clean up the bodies or none of that, man. And that smell, that stench is gonna be in the air. It's gonna be horrible.
All the coyotes.
Yeah, birds gonna be coming down, picking tongues and eyeballs out the faces. Yeah. Hey, the Lord promised the birds a grace peace.
the dead shall be cast out as dung. There shall be no way to comfort them. The earth shall be wasted, and the cities shall be cast down.
Yeah, these big cities are gonna become battle zones, man. These people gonna be going at each other. And Chicago's so racially segregated, it's gonna really be bad in a big city like Chicago, man. Chicago, New York, you know, cities like that, Philadelphia,
I had a dream.
LA. It's gonna be going down in cities like that, man.
I had a dream about that. I was downtown, boy. I was just basically attacking anybody outside.
Yeah, anybody close to it, I can believe it. And you best believe the Moabites gonna band together in Chinatown too. All right, you come anywhere near there, you know.
It could be like raid.
Planes ain't gonna be, the trains ain't gonna be running. They probably gonna have snipers and shooters up on the train tracks, so they can see high. Anybody coming close to them tracks and kind of try to come under them.
What's that movie? It's called where you had to be quiet and whatnot. That's what it's called.
Yeah, quiet.
Yeah. What happened when it came down to the part when the cars was all scattered all over the highway and whatnot, and old girl and stuff, you know what I'm saying? She got to conduct the dodge and whatnot because somebody will shoot at her.
Yeah.
That's how it's gonna be. Because they ain't gonna want you to be in their territory. They ain't gonna know you.
Yeah, you're gonna have marauders that claim territory.
Yep.
And you're gonna have boundary lines. And if you're not a part of their group and you get close to that boundary, they just gonna open fire on you.
They ain't like gonna be high.
They showed you that in The Walking Dead, yeah. The Walking Dead, the other. In The Walking Dead, that's a scenario really that's being played out biblically. All right. But in The Walking Dead, the other people were more of a danger to you than the sick people that was, that was infected walking around.
Yeah.
Go ahead, brother.
Again, Isaiah chapter 19, verse 2, and I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, and they shall fight one another against his brother, and everyone against his neighbor, city against city, kingdoms against kingdoms.
Yeah, and that's exactly that's happening now. And then it's just going to get perpetually worse because kingdoms are going to be fighting against each other, and then the citizens within the kingdom are going to be fighting against each other. It's going to be like the Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
Because you have the government against the people, and the people against the government and each other. It's gonna be crazy, man.
This shit about to be epic.
It's gonna be epic battle royale, man. No, right, exactly.
And then, like you said, policemen against the people in Florida, get policemen against the people.
Yeah, hey, this SB 1464, you got a lot of cops that's not down with this whole thing. Matter of fact, I know for a fact, all right, because my wife is at police headquarters every day. That's where she works, all right, and more than half the police force are not down with the juice. Okay, they're not down with it, and they're against it.
It's a
All
lot.
right, and those will be the same forces that will be against the forces that are trying to enforce it. And the military the same way. Matter of fact, it got so bad where they pulled all this back because you going into a war, but yet you're about to lose half your military because half of them don't want to take it.
Right.
So I know that they were trying to make all this they was about to lose all their SEALs.
Yep.
And the SEAL teams was like, we ain't doing it. And so they backed off. So now the SEAL team don't have to take it.
It's a lot. It ain't happening now. They've been against this. I remember reading this as a kid, like in 1994, 95. He said how police are just war is nothing, man. They've been preparing for it, man.
Yeah.
All right, but our people, man, they in fucking La La Land and shit, man. They gonna get 2/3 gonna get cut. Gonna get 2/3. You know, even the living comfortable, they gonna get caught off guard.
Yeah, that's a meme surfacing on YouTube. I might take it and screenshot it and put it in my phone for further evidence. But there's a screenshot in French and in Russian of saying how the Russians are opposed to the new order.
Yep.
So for anyone to say, and you had damn near every president and all these high-ranking government officials talk about the new order, right here in America on TV, almost every week over the last 10 years or so. And then you people are still talking about conspiracy this and conspiracy that. Shut your dumb ass up, man.
Right.
Nobody trying to hear you.
So no such thing.
Tired of stupid people. Yeah, conspiracy. Shut up.
If it was
The conspiracy,
Right.
the conspiracy is the people who try to deny that conspiracies exist.
Right.
That's the conspiracy.
If it was no such thing, conspiracy, how the fuck Esau get America?
That was a conspiracy.
That was conspiracy.
Yeah, I always explain, man. You conspired to go to college. You conspired to go to the movies.
Adultery.
You conspired to commit adultery.
Right.
That was a conspiracy. So people are simple, man.
Right. They'll say it, but then they'll pay child support. What is conspiracy? What is this might conspire to put that on your head?
Exactly. Yeah.
Right.
She conspired to get up and call and get them people on you to sign that paperwork and start that unlawful contract against you. But then get me started on that. All right, and put that unlawful contract that violates all kind of U.S. laws to enforce it. All right, that's a conspiracy. Okay, go ahead, brother.
Yeah, they talking about disinformation, but they don't never show the whole video clip though. They show their side of the story. They don't be digging no shit. We trying to figure out what's going on. They own the network.
Now that you said that, Russia, just like America, that was another thing I wrote down. It said new laws with the $5,000 fine and jail if anything negative is said about the Russian government. All right, and guess what? And then the Western media started pulling all these people out because basically, if any American media, Western media, would have said something that the Russians didn't like, they would have arrested them. So the fact that they started pulling them out was evidence to that, man. That they started pulling those people out. Cupcake. Talk about cupcake yesterday.
Okay. Look at Daniel 7:25, and he should speak great words against the Most High, and should wear out the saints of the Most High, and think to change times and laws. And they shall be given to his hand and to a kind dividing of times.
Break it down, brother.
Yeah, they changed the laws out here, you know what I'm saying? They got guys that's on child support and they signed the thing up, you know what I'm saying? The kid not even theirs, you know what I'm saying? They put women in the army and stuff like that. These women, they want to get out the army, you know what I'm saying? They just break it down.
The most wicked thing about that child support shit, aside from a man not supposed to, you shouldn't have to pay that shit anyway. You know, a man that can be put on child support and not even be his child. The most wicked thing about it is that you don't even get to parent the child. You become what they call a legal parent. So you're basically just fucking paying for a child. You're really just paying this bitch back, but shit that she already had the money to spend on the child, man. And you don't even get to see the child unless you go through bullshit in courts to set that up, man.
Yeah, that was Dr. Dre ex-wife doing one to him and stuff like that. Like, what you need all that money for? You know what I'm saying? You get paid settlement and stuff like that.
Yeah, man. What's his? Look, if a woman initiates a divorce, man,
right?
She's supposed to leave with nothing.
Yeah.
And it just goes to show you that these women clearly ain't right, man. Because if what's his name? The dude that owns Amazon.
Jeff Bezos.
Hey, that goes to prove you, man. That's why a lot of guys avoid marriage and don't want to get married.
Yeah.
They want to get married to something that's been stuck 90 times already.
Right.
All right. Why? And Bezos, that's his name, right? Bezos.
Yeah.
Bezos' wife got I don't know how many billions from him.
Damn.
All right. She didn't have those billions coming into that marriage.
Right.
All right. She didn't help build Amazon and none of that, man.
Yeah, you want to shoot with me in the gym?
Okay, she didn't do that, man. Just like we always tell the story about Sugar Shane Mosley. His wife got a bunch of his championship belts. She ain't took one punch. She ain't no body shot, no uppercut, none of that, man. Why she get to have his belts, man? You know? So you warn to them that decree unrighteous. And that's what all happens in this place, man. Unrighteous decree after unrighteous decree, and you simple-minded, bend over and take it Americans, just let them do it, man.
You understand?
All right?
You gotta be out your damn man. You gonna live in a society where you pay for a child, or if it's your child, you paying like thousands of dollars.
It's ridiculous, man. It just proves you. It just proves you that you cannot make these women happy.
Right.
Because that woman, there was nothing in this earth that he couldn't have gave her financially.
Right.
There was no place she couldn't have went. But she just decided she wanted. And what this came down to is that she's a few years younger than him.
Right.
And she just wanted some new dick.
Yep. That's all.
That's what it comes down to. She want to be free. But you know what? The trick's gonna be on her, man. Right. The Lord, I hope the Lord she get some nasty painful disease.
And you pay that child support, and the other nigga he ain't working because you working
right.
for him.
Yeah, and not only that, man, they can reverse it on her. She get it for some younger dude, and he seed her up. All right. Now he could get child support for. If he stay with her, that's what happened to Mary. That's what happened to Halle Berry too. That Edomite is taking her to the bank.
Right? Sports stars, you know, when their career is thriving, they're right there with them. As soon as they get to the end of their career, they fight for all these
The New York Central 5, one that was married to a girl for the Delicious. He lost all them things.
So you're going to equal rights and equal left. And you're going to get equal left and rights.
I told my wife today, if I this kind of marriage, yeah, I told her that today.
Yeah, because this is the type of marriage that is e-control. You know, that's the reason why he pushes things like this, and you know, he puts
He killing two birds with one stone.
Well, marriage. What people don't, what young men and what people don't understand is that marriage, according to Esau, plays right to their hands.
Right.
All right. The marriage through the system that they promote puts you right to their hands because in America the chances of your marriage failing is very, very high. It's very, very high, and then they're gonna make money off you on the other side.
On the divorce side.
On the divorce side. They make because they make money marrying you, but they make even more money divorcing you. Right?
Because divorce is a multi-billion-dollar industry.
It's a multi-billion-dollar industry, and it's directly connected to Title 4D, to the Title 4D crime family. That's Title 4D is what you ignorantly call child support.
Right.
It's called Title 4D, and it's actually illegal. It's not legal at all. And people think it's legal because they allow people to enforce it, but nobody's challenging and fighting. That's the only reason. Same thing with the way the IRS does its taxes. The way they tax the wages of a working class person. Wages are not taxable. Earnings are taxable according to the law. All right, so they're in violation of the law. But what? Enough Americans don't stand up and allow them to do it. Like I said, Americans just bend over and take it, man. No Vaseline.
2 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 11. That saints should get a man of, we are not ignorant of
taking that shit.
Yep.
Right, so we're not ignorant of how this system works, man. Like I said, the marriage and divorce industry is a multi-billion-dollar industry.
These lawyers are getting over like a fat cat. Getting rich. You know, these old corrupt ass lawyers, man.
Go ahead, Rich.
I mean, child support thing, right? I had two of them. This is Sirach or Ecclesiastes, chapter 34, verse 22. It says, "He that taketh away his neighbor's living slayeth him." Right? So what are you doing? You killing him.
Yeah.
Right? So what is that? The Lord said, "Thou shalt not kill."
You take away his license. You take away his licenses. If he's a plumber, if he's a construction worker, right? You know, if he's a doctor or a lawyer or whatever, you take away his licenses. Now you put him in a position where he can't work, but yet you still demand it from him.
And you go to jail.
That shit is crazy. Go ahead.
It says, "He that defraudeth the laborer of his hire is a blood shepherd." You
See, right? So you're a blood shedder. So when you do that and stuff, you shedding somebody's blood. You probably ain't killing them right then and there with a gun and whatnot. You slowly killing them. And when you do that and stuff, then guess what? You in violation when it comes down to the 10 Commandments, which people mostly know. You're saying thou should not kill. Well, you doing the murder right there.
Oh, and,
You see?
go ahead, yeah.
And this is Genesis chapter 12, verse 3. It says, and I will bless them that bless thee, and I will curse them that curse thee. That's a curse right there. Because curse means to place death upon somebody or to hope death upon somebody and stuff. If you're putting them in child support where you're taking everything away from them and whatnot and stuff, then you hoping death upon them. So guess what? Death is going to come on you because look, the Lord is about equal exchange. You do it to them, you reap what you sow, right?
Galatians 6 and 6 and 7. Colossians 3 and 25, right?
And then another thing right quick is that when your family break down, when your family break down, Daddy eats all this program.
I got Galatians.
These program your children.
He said, what's up? Colossians 3 and 25.
All right, I got that.
He's taking over your master and your children, so you out the house.
Okay.
Go ahead.
This is Galatians chapter 6, verse 7. It says, be not deceived, Yahweh it's not mocked. For whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap. Right? So you women and whatnot that want to be on that and stuff, you know what I'm saying? And you deprive him from man, like the movie Mrs. Doubtfire. She deprived him of everything. Couldn't let him, she didn't let him see his kids. You know what I'm saying? You know, she wanted more money and whatnot.
That was a wicked movie, but it was a good movie.
She spiritually castrated him to the point he turned into a woman.
Yeah.
Damn, I ain't see that. Damn. That's what niggas doing today and stuff, because they see that women are women.
Actually, that's another reason why, you do have these moles turning into that. Because the woman is basically the idol of society. She's getting away with everything. Aside from them being moles, you got guys that turn to that act like that because the woman is so exalted. And some of them not even on that.
And then when you read Jeremiah 31:22, it says, I should create a new thing that a woman shall compass a man. Really, that's Esau. You know what I'm saying? Wicked Eve, so like, Wicked Eve. Using one stone to kill two birds and stuff, because it causes the man and stuff to want to not be a man no more, but then the woman becomes prideful and stuff, but then all she's doing is destroying her own soul. All she's doing is messing herself up, but she don't see it because the gift destroyed her heart.
Destroying the kids.
Exactly.
So we're going to step in and raise your kids. Esau.
Right.
With that damn television.
And see, that's the whole setup.
Yep.
Get the man out the house, because in the long run, women that participate in that are helping destroy their whole nation. Not only their own family, but their whole nation. Right? Because what it's done, giving the women that kind of freedom and that kind of power, it brought the women it took the man out of the house in order for them to get benefits. And then it also, on one step, it put other women, a lot of women, into the workplace. Yep. And so now your children were being raised by the system, and the system programmed their mind with lies, with things that are not biblical, infecting the children's mind with wickedness, basically teaching them good for evil and evil for good. That's basically literally what happened, man. And then these women going to the workplace. What happened after that? Divorces went up because all these work-related adultery started happening. Yeah, a lot of work-related adultery, because now you working, you sitting next to your, what they call their husband at work, or their husband, their boyfriend, their work husband, all that kind of mess, man. So it just caused a whole bunch of, right, so next thing you know, you out in the parking lot getting rammed, you're doing the stairwell, giving mouth, whatever, man. It just created a whole lot of wickedness. I'm just keeping it real, man.
I remember Mama Child, she tried to run that shit, dog. I said, you ain't been no fucking worker. I said, you gonna be with me or nobody else. I said, not step.
All you gotta do is hit them with I'm polygamous.
Well, you see, whatever a man is, the woman is supposed to bow down to you.
Exactly.
Your whole household has to, and you're supposed to bow down to the Lord. That's the reason the Lord said he picked Abraham, man, because he knew that Abraham would teach his children. Basically, anything, the household, everything else, he was going, okay, okay, I know that if I put you in order, you gonna put everything else in order.
Right.
That's
and these women don't want to be in order. The women are marrying men, but they don't want to they don't want to bow down and be submissive to that man.
Right. We talked about that being St. Vince. We talked about that in the car. How the woman, the Israelite woman, so-called black, they come all 12 tribes. The reason why she picked Esau, because Esau don't get that dominant spirit. He wants to be dominated, but Jake, man, he's not gonna tolerate that bullshit. And the Jake man gonna try to put things in order. But the nigga won't go to
the older generation of Jake, right? New generation of Jake is so messed up. The ones that's outside this truth,
right?
They don't get. They've been raised by women. They're feminine as hell. And the same loudmouth, ignorant Keisha, the same loudmouth, ignorant Maria, she'll be quiet as a church mouse when Master starts talking. You know, all of a sudden she want to go home and put on the apron and start cooking and shut her mouth. But when you tell her to do something, the damn neck hit the bone, you know. I think, first of all,
what's that movie? Tyler Perry movie with
That shit.
right.
What's that movie? The Tyler Perry movie there was a Jake wife and she was fucking Esau and all
Family that prays.
Yeah, the family that prays. That's a good
when you
example.
come?
We just talked about how she just totally dissed on her.
You know what it is.
Yeah.
She fucking Esau.
You
Man,
might
she had a
be
big
binge,
battle.
Express Force.
And he found out he smacked her ass on the face and shit. Right? At the end, he's
Like, damn, but I don't even remember that part. The kid was the Idumean's kid?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
No, one side of the field was, it was, no, the chick who broke the dude's ankles, something Bates, Kathy Bates.
Kathy Bates.
What I was gonna say is, there's a book called The William Lynch Letters. Okay, and so back in slavery time, they were breaking it down psychologically to separate the woman from the man.
Right.
And in this book, they talk about economics, and they talk about literally all you do is just destroy the image of the strength right in front of her and his children. And that way ever since, you know, so there's psychological trauma, all right, that keeps going and going.
That's what they did. All right, I got Jeremiah 31:22. How long wilt thou go about, O backsliding daughter? For the Lord has created a new thing in the earth, a woman shall surpass a man.
Right, and that's created an imbalance, and a serious imbalance in the family structure too, because now the woman is the earner and out-earning the man, and it's messing up the roles. The children are seeing the wrong example collectively. All right, I mean, I was on my in my park, did a dojo. I like to do the lessons. You know, and that's my favorite corner right there. To sit there and watch and claim future wives and concubines. That 6 corners right there. Damon, North Avenue, and Milwaukee. All right, but I saw a whole lot of men walking down the street with babies strapped to their chest and walking through the park with the dog and pushing the baby. All right, men. All right.
That ain't shit on it. Yesterday I saw right behind this tow truck. I saw a female cop in the car, and in front of the tow truck it was a fucking female bitch driving the tow truck, which you said is nowadays. It's not that. It's not. Nobody
right. You got
it.
a female cop and a female tow truck driver, and the car tow.
It was a dude.
Going to jail.
It was an actual dude. It was like fucking trying to plead with him. It was a whole dude trying to plead with both of them. About where his car was and shit. So,
out of order, man.
It's ass backwards. Like fucking 10, 20 years ago, or shit, maybe 5 years ago, somebody was like that. It's kind of bugged out. Well, damn, what the fuck is going on?
Well, back in the 1950s and 60s, the women was at home. The economic situation.
Well, the 60s, basically when that Gloria Stein, I believe her name was.
Yeah.
You know, and the Judite woman with her fro and her fist joined with the Jewish broad, you know, and most of us are from that generation, you know. Everyone born in the 60s and 70s, you know, they're their first generation children whose moms divorced their fathers and all that single household shit, single parent shit.
The beginning
You know,
of the TV
or all
dinners.
grew up with stepdaddies because your mama didn't divorce your father,
Right.
or left him, or whatever. You know, and so that was them late '60s and '70s babies, man.
Yep.
And then guess what? It's been perpetuated ever since.
You tell the truth, because in our household, we either had our fathers, my block had our fathers, we had stepdads.
That's it. You know, because there was very few children who had, when I was in grade school, who actually had, you know, their mother and father. Their mother and father was separated. Either the father would show up, all right, or the mother would show up, all right, or the stepfather would show up with the mother. You know, and that's what I saw, man. And it was very few of my classmates who had both their parents collectively. All right, and when I think back, the majority of them did have older parents. Like I had a homie named Beatty, I ain't gonna say his first name, and he's CPD. But I remember when we were shorties, his parents would show up to school, and I thought they were his grandparents, because everybody else's parents was young, and they was actually his parents. You know, because his parents had him late in life, man, and he was the only child. You know, right? So I'm thinking these are his grandparents showing up, and that's his parents, man. You know. But and so I witnessed it. I grew up in that. All right.
Yeah.
I've seen it with my own eyes, man.
Yeah, my friend and parents, they like they 90s. My mother's like a 60s.
See, so they had them late. Yeah, they had them late.
My OG had me when I was 30. I mean, when she was 30.
Oh, that's not bad.
Well, that's not, you know, because typically, I mean, you know, but about people having their children when they damn near 40 or over 40, and they just starting to have children.
To the point where that kid get
Right.
birth
And
defects.
so think about it, you know, yeah, because you know he was, like I said, when everybody else's parents is showing up, they in their 30s, you know, and his parents showing up and they both got gray hair, white hair. I'm like, damn, you know, because I'm looking at my father, my mother, and everybody else's mother and father, and his parents got white hair, gray hair and shit, both of them. I'm like, damn, that's your grandma? Like, no, that's my mom.
I'm like,
You know? But like I said, there was a difference in the generation. And he always had both his parents now. Then he turned around, did the opposite of them. He got his girlfriend pregnant while he was in high school. So yeah, well, I think in our junior year, Craig ended up getting I forget her name, girl went to school with us. You know, and they were like boyfriend and girlfriend. And you know, they stayed together for quite a few years, but you know, they divorced now, whatever. Right? The curses, man. But yeah, he got her pregnant, she had the baby, and they stayed together, man. You know, they were together until they like mid-20s. You know, so from like they were like what, your junior year, you what, 16, 17? So yeah, they were together from like, you know, 16, 17 all the way up to they were like 25. You know, so that was a good run. In America, shit.
yeah. You get 1 year.
That was a good run, yeah. But Craig grew up in a household where his mother and father was together. So when he got that girl pregnant, he was like, well, I guess we gotta be together. You know? Well, a lot of girls today would be like, because shoot, I don't even, it may not even been his baby. He'd have been thinking it, right? And she'd have let him think it because he's like, well, shoot, his parents old, they about to die, he gonna get in there, he gonna get some money. So yeah, it's your baby.
That's why you don't sign the purchase ticket.
You know?
That's
Oh, well, that wouldn't matter because all she got to do is say it's yours.
Yeah.
No matter if you signed it or not. They gonna come after you until it's proved otherwise. And we've seen in some cases, you know what I'm saying, 33, 31, we've seen in many cases where the guy proves it's not his and they still hit him up. Well, since you were there for the child and the child only knows you, you know, and the judge was, you know, he said, well, that's because the child knows me because this woman lied to me. I'm thinking that I'm the only one that's hit. And then, you know.
You can catch it with fraud, though.
Right.
No, because all they gotta do is know your name.
Isaiah 33.
All they gotta do is know your name. Because I used to think that the fucking bitch trying to. We'll talk about this later.
but the thing is that you can catch them with fraud and stuff because if they know your name and whatnot, if they taking money from you if they taking money from you and whatnot and stuff, guess what? The judges know, because where's your money going? So then when the deductibles come, you'll be like, this ain't my baby with the wool, so you can catch them with fraud and you can make money on them. You can make money on them.
You can't get your passport, and for a lot of they'll take from you. They'll take away your, if you're behind, they'll take away your professional licenses. And then your driving privileges, you'll be able to drive.
I got it right here.
This Isaiah chapter 33 verse 1. It says, woe to thee that spoilest, and thou was not spoiled. Spoil means to rob. It says, and dealest treacherously, and they dealt not treacherously with thee.
And they've done that on so many levels, man. Because they've done it with wicked laws that are unrighteous. And then they've done it physically by taking lands and things of that nature as well. So that scripture covers a whole spectrum of wickedness, man, that has been done mainly by these Edomites, man. Right?
It says, when thou shalt cease to spoil, thou shalt be spoiled.
Because best believe, when shit hits the fan, when everything goes to hell, a lot of these guys who got bent over unrighteously by the criminal justice system, and who they gave the woman the power over him, a lot of them men gonna go. A lot of these women are gonna get visitation. But guess what? A lot of them guys gonna go visit them judges and lawyers too. You best believe it. A lot of them are gonna get visits when that time comes.
They get purged.
Because you're not gonna have your U.S. Marshals and all that, protecting your crooked ass.
And then
They're gonna be too busy trying to protect their own ass in their own house. So a lot of these guys that this has been done to, and unrighteous decrees, man, especially Esau, these so-called white guys, man, they get done wrong. They want to come back and shoot up everything. We already know how they get down.
2 Ezra 15 verse 16. For there shall be submission among men, and obeying one another, and they shall not regard their kings nor princes, and of course their actions shall stand in their power. Right? They're gonna ignore. Basically, when the system crashed down, the power will be in the people's hands. All those people that have been railroaded by, like brother said, by the legal system, paying that child support and shit, and that baby money, and the whole thing,
alimony, whatever it be,
all that stuff, man. Hey, they're gonna get those guns and knives and stuff. They're gonna come after they girl. They're
gonna go after the people who did this to them, and then they're gonna go after the people who allowed it to be done to them. You best believe it, man. A lot of you people on a lot of people's lists, man. Just like in the Purge. When you watch the Purge movies, people had lists. When you watch, if you ever seen the series, they had the movies and then they had a series. When you watch the series, the little Moabite, how he was like, every time somebody did some shit to him, he would give him that look. He was like, yeah, she's on my list now. And then he would wait for that day, and then he would go shopping. Start buying his rounds, or his knives, his new weapons, or whatever. Right. Yeah.
You gotta watch the
damn stud threw me off in that fucking show. The lesbian bitch.
You gotta watch the anime Death Note.
You gotta watch that series again, man.
You gotta watch the anime Death Note.
Oh yeah,
that was decent too.
Yeah. That was pure judgment.
Yes.
In the movie he had that he had an E-like mentality.
Yeah.
And in the movie that they got, he was more so like balanced. But in the anime he was like, going the fuck out.
I mean, but that's what's gonna happen.
Did he just say peace, God?
He did say that.
Shalom, brother.
I mean, because in these last days, because you had that one video where that guy, he was like, man, I'm not finna deal with this anymore. He killed his baby mama. You know what I'm saying? He was like, I'm finna deal with these 15 years. And that's why the scripture says, rise up, you women, and whatnot.
Wow,
and
he said, fuck it, I'd rather get 15 years to deal with this bitch any longer.
Exactly.
Damn.
Usually they just off themselves after that.
No, this was a Jake.
He wanted to. Oh, yeah.
He was like,
yeah, but she angered him enough to where he was willing to go sit down 15 just to get rid of her.
Yeah.
Damn. If you kind of think of, I mean, you get a warm place to eat 2-3 meals a day.
And then you women are in trouble and stuff because you really got to think about it and stuff. The man is the mediator for you. You know what I'm saying? If you think that you can, walk your way around your man and whatnot and stuff, then you think you have the mentality and stuff that you're gonna do it to your house shot too, right? So the thing is that since it's not gonna happen that way, you all need to get in order and stuff because if you ain't, now it's not gonna be you curve and you go to the next man and stuff. No, you come to a man of the Lord. That curve is your life.
Well, it's are they partakers with us in the Lord, or are you partakers with E in this society?
Yeah, and the extra woe and sad for you women who are actually with men of the Lord and did these sort of things, man. Your judgment is going to be horrific. And don't think, because some of these women get with a man of the Lord, and they want to learn all this Hebrew and all this stuff, and then decide to leave them and think they're going to go get with another man of the Lord. No, it ain't gonna happen like that, man. If that God take you, he gonna die with you, man. Because he truly wasn't no man of the Lord. But once he find out, and any man of the Lord should be weary of a woman that got a Hebrew name already. Right. She already got a Hebrew name because you got to, who, did your father give you that name? Right. And if the answer is no, you probably don't want to deal with it, man.
Every time I get a friendship request, it's like one with the comment on the head, like, what the hell she gonna do next week? She was trying to learn the doctrine.
Yeah, then she gonna try to learn the scriptures, and then try to be your equal and turn it against you, man.
Yep. Right. Each and every fucking time.
That's all it's about. Equality.
Yeah, them wicked witches, man.
Well, it's not about equality. It's a simple fact. Basically, a woman can never take accountability. So when she even sees you, if she sees you as a fumble, or if you're putting her in order, she's gonna, well, this scripture said this, and then she might try to bring up something that you did that wasn't even off, or you could just been going on with the scripture saying that's what this. Each and every time, because they can't take the judgment that's being brought down on them.
They don't like their place. They like what they've been given in this society, man. And you can compare that to us, to all of Israel as a whole. All right? You can compare that to the whole, the rebellion that these women have, and sadly, that's part of our punishment.
Yeah.
Why women are like that collectively. That's part of our punishment because we went off, man.
Yeah. See how it feels.
All right? And so the Lord put that spirit on them, man. Right? Go ahead, brother.
This is Jeremiah 6:21. It says, therefore, it says a merciless nation. It says, therefore, thus saith Yahweh, behold, I will lay stumbling blocks before this people, and their fathers and their sons together shall fall upon them. It says the neighbor and his friends shall perish. And it also says in Proverbs 14:12, there's a way that's seeming right unto a man and stuff, but the ways is in his death, man. You know what I'm saying? Right? So you all are choosing a style onto death. You see? So you all are going to get destroyed and whatnot and stuff, and you choose. That's the beauty in it. You know what I'm saying?
They choose the wrong door.
Yep, they choose the wrong door and stuff. As soon as you walk out and whatnot, boom, you falling down.
They saw broad and abundance, and they went through that door.
Big ass club will come out, rip you.
And all you women that cause when it comes down to 2 Kings, the 6th chapter, when it talks about the famine, how you had the woman and stuff who was bargaining her child and stuff just to eat. You know what I'm saying? A lot of you women that like to get eat out, not to be vulgar. A lot of you women that like to get eat out, you gonna get ate out for real.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? But them teeth getting hurt.
You know what's gonna happen too? No, a lot of you women are gonna get bent over, chained to a pipe in a basement somewhere, and you're gonna get rolled by the whole crew. Then after that, they gonna cook your ass.
But that's what they
gonna eat you for real. They ain't the type of eating that you're gonna enjoy. They gonna literally eat your ass, and then they gonna bring in the next broad and chain her up in the same process.
Like on man, so you for milk and cows.
Yeah, so they gonna and they gonna ride you till they get tired of you.
Right.
You right, and then they gonna get rid of you.
And they gonna feed you people.
Yeah, because they ain't gonna be trying to feed you, and and a woman you only got so much moisture in your body, so you ain't gonna get wet. You know, it's gonna get to the point where you ain't gonna have no more moisture to get wet. You just gonna be getting dry. And they just gonna be man.
Just like
it's gonna be brutal, man.
Like the one who the one female and stuff who it's like, but the one female and stuff got raped to death.
There's been a lot of them that's been raped to death. But this is the 2nd Ezra 14:34, and it reads, therefore, if it so be, you will subdue your own understanding and reform your own hearts, meaning your mind, ye shall be kept alive, and after death you shall obtain mercy. So you can't be leaning into your own thoughts, and the common thing you hear, well, I think and feel, well, what I think is. And no, nigga, shut up, bitch, shut up. It don't care, it don't matter about what you think and feel. What does the word say, man? All right? Your thinking and feeling is what got you in this bad situation. Your thinking and feeling is what made you start looking at your man differently. Right? It made you go, when you stop sucking and fucking it, and you decide you want to go suck and fuck somebody else, man. Right? That was you and your thinking field. And now you'll get destroyed for that. Right.
This is Sirach chapter 23.
And excuse my rude speech, but then again, no. All right, it's just rude speech. It ain't going up.
And the other thing you wouldn't, you just ain't piss off your man. You piss off your male neighbor, your male family member, your male co-worker.
And most importantly, you pissed off the Most High.
Right, the Lord, man.
You pissed off the power, man.
That's right.
All right.
I got 2 Ledgers 4:29. If therefore that which is sown be not turned upside down, and if the place where the evil is sown pass not away, then cannot it come that is sown good. For the grain of evil seed hath been sown in the heart of Adam from the beginning. And how much ungodliness hath been brought up unto this time? And how much shall it yet bring forth until the time of threshing come? Ponder now thyself by thyself how great fruit of wickedness the grain of evil seed hath brought forth. That's where we're at, man. Before the Lord comes and makes this his threshing floor, that seed is sprouting.
So he and besides, the Lord, he want to get his sword wet, man.
That's right.
So it's a lot of evil that sprung up. It's gonna get cut down, man. All right. He said he's gonna come in that threshing floor. What else he talked about? In Isaiah 63, when he talks about stopping the wine vat.
Yep.
Wine is made very vitally, man. The act. If you were comparing human bodies to grapes, all right.
Being stumped.
There was an anime called Attack on Titan.
Oh, yeah.
All right. With these giants. Now imagine if they threw a bunch of people in the vat and let them giants stomp them until they were liquid. All right, stomp them so much until their innards explode out of their body, their bones crush until they get grinded into liquid. They just red liquid. The Lord said he was going to stomp the grapes that way in Isaiah. If somebody want to grab it, and that his garments was going to be covered. So it's what's the word I'm looking for? Similitude, a metaphor. The grapes are a metaphor, man. So the Lord, he's going to thrash so badly that he's going to be covered in the blood of all of those that he destroyed, man. That's brutal, man. Well, I don't want to see that part of the Lord, man. All right.
On the other side, I got a quick precept.
Go ahead, bring it out.
This is Psalms 58:10. It says, "The righteous shall rejoice when he seeth the vengeance." It says, "He shall wash his feet in the blood of the wicked." And it also says in Ezekiel 21:27 and stuff that the Lord is going to give the kingdom to whose right it is. You see, right? But when it comes down to kingdoms, they don't get negotiated and stuff. You know what I'm saying? You got to fight for it. So the Lord is coming back with vengeance. That's why it says in Isaiah 47:3, you know what I'm saying, that he's not going to meet thee as a man. You're not going to kill him this time. He's going to be able to sit up here and beat your ass and whatnot, and you ain't going to be able to do nothing against it. That's something that you don't want to be against, man. Spiritual powers, but you weak? No.
He coming back like Thanos, like Darkseid.
Yep. Dark side.
Which both those characters are really metaphors or similitudes for Yahushua.
Yep.
Both those characters, both Thanos and Darkseid. Apocalypse, right?
And Darkseid was much more important.
Yeah.
He was much more important. Superman couldn't fucking touch Darkseid. he could, hey man. Darkseid is like the other said, is a metaphor compared to Yahushua. But hey, Yahushua is more what's the word? Omnipotent. Man. There's no stopping the Lord. He's now been crowned with the authority of king of everything, the king of the universe from the Father, man. You know, it says that the Father judges no man, but he's committed all judgment unto the Son. So that means you can't stop this man. He suffered already.
Now you got to get his lick back.
Now he got to get his lick back.
Esau can't stop his anger.
Yeah, the scriptures clearly said the day of judgment is in his heart. All right, let me find it real quick.
Revelation 1:7.
Right, Esau, you can't stop those chariots from coming in that airspace and stuff. How you gonna stop how you gonna stop your house, man?
He can't even break out of the atmosphere, man.
Right, atmosphere. That's not been brought out. Right.
Like, come on, man.
Right? You got so many people, so many scientists that are saying now that are admitting, look, they never went to the moon. that they can't, that the Earth is a closed atmosphere. They can't go past Leo.
Right.
You know, Esau loves to put acronyms on everything. Leo means low Earth orbit. They can't go past. So where their satellites go and hang out, that's far as they can go. So the rockets go up. They don't be going way past into the other planets. It's all bullshit. That's all a lie, man. They got them satellite stations, all right, and then their cameras can turn toward the outer space and look out there. All right. It's like I remember when I was in boot camp in San Diego. They called the Marines to go to boot camp in San Diego, Hollywood Marines. All right, because they say Camp Lejeune, you know, you off in the swamp, you feel more like you. I know. I think that Hollywood was worse because you can see civilization and can't get to it. It's worse, man, because you can look out at night and you can see like the shadows of people in their houses. You can see women in the distance. They so far, but you can see them. You know, you can but you can't reach it. If you just was cut off from everything, it's hard not to focus on it. But you see civilization and can't get to it, man. That shit fucks with your head, man.
Leg of the heart.
It makes it worse.
And then like when you come out here, you gonna ask me how would I feel.
Day of vengeance is in his heart. This is a day of vengeance or something like that. I think it says it just like that. Let me get this.
To my Isaiah
Yeah,
63?
you can get that. No.
Isaiah
It might be
63.
that. That might
It
be.
is Isaiah, because the
Con,
day of
there it
vengeance
is.
in my heart.
Con.
It's in verse
There was a
4.
reason why I called for that. Go ahead, brother.
Isaiah 63 and 1. Who is this that cometh from Edom with dyed garments from Basra?
Right, so Basra is wherever Edomites are. All right, wherever you are, that's Basra. Go ahead.
This that is glorious.
Just like Jerusalem is a people before it's a place, Basra is a people before it's a place. Go ahead.
This that is glorious in his apparel, traveling in the greatness of his strength. I that speak in righteousness, mighty to save. Wherefore art thou red in thine apparel,
Right? Because he was stomping them grapes. Go ahead.
and thy garments like him that treadeth in the wine fat.
Right? So they're not going to talk about that in church tomorrow, I promise you. And half of that, man, and then half the reason is the church is half empty. Ain't nobody in there. Yeah, echoes and shit. Go ahead.
I have trodden the wine press alone, and of the people there was none with me.
So the Lord want to get it in, man. He gonna go in there like Jet Li the one. You know?
Right.
I am you, Lord.
I am nobody's bitch.
Right. What do you say? I don't need to know your name. You just need to know mine. Go ahead, brother.
For I will tread them in my anger, and trample them in my fury, and their blood shall be sprinkled upon my garments,
Wow.
and I will stain all my raiment. For the day of vengeance is in my heart.
That's the Lord, man. So this idea that God is just this loving, want to hug everybody, high five you, bring peace to the earth. No, man. That's that church bull. They ain't telling you the truth, man. Lord coming to tear this place up, man.
It's a lot. That's about trash gas. They think the Most High is like God. They can do everything they want. And
They expect them to be like a talisman and shit.
Yeah, man. Hey, the Lord coming. When the Lord show up, it's on. You know, I was telling brothers, I saw this news clip many years ago where the dude was the lady was interviewing a Jake, and I forget what exactly happened, but the Jake ran up into a store and closed the door behind him and screamed "It's on!" and he started shooting up people, and then I think he ended up setting the fire and burning the place down. Right? This was quite a few years ago, and the lady was interviewing a chick, and she's telling the story about what happened. And then the reporter turned around and said, "There you have it, people. The guy came in and said," he ran over a bottle. The guy closed the doors and said it was on. And you know, but the way she said it so nerdy and saltless. Right. And you already know, Jake came in there like, "It's on in this motherfucker." Right? And then it was on. Right? You know, and that's how it's going to be, man. When the Lord come in, it's gonna be on, man.
on like a car.
Yeah, man. It's gonna be on, man.
I got 3 of them.
Go ahead.
All right, so I'm gonna be quick. This is This is Isaiah chapter 33, verse 18. It says, thy heart shall meditate terror. And that's what the Lord is doing and stuff, you see?
Yeah.
Right? When the day comes and whatnot and stuff, hey, also gonna be like, damn, shit, I'm finna do that too if we be part of the elect, right?
Yeah. And thy heart, thy mind shall meditate terror, man.
Con.
So you're gonna be thinking of ways to inflict pain
And
on
just-
those who inflict pain on you, man.
And just like the elder says and stuff, hey, we're gonna be using weapons and stuff even though we don't need to.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, we're not even gonna need weapons.
You're gonna create a weapon.
Lay the root. Yeah. And it says, this is Matthew 10 and 34. It says, think not that I am come to send peace on earth. Matthew 10 and 34, it says, think not that I am come to send peace on earth. I came to send peace with a sword. And this is Isaiah chapter 66, verse 15. It says, for behold, the Lord will come with fire and with his chariots like a whirlwind. It says to render his anger with fury and his rebuke with flames of fire. It says, for by fire and by his sword will the Lord Yahweh plead with all flesh.
So that's how he's gonna plead. That Joel we read earlier.
Yep.
Go ahead.
And it says, and the slain of the Lord shall be many. And what the Lord say? He says, those who would not have me to reign over them, you know what I'm saying? Bring them hither and slay
Matter
them.
of fact, you're gonna go ahead and grab that Luke 19:27, and we're gonna wrap it up.
Come on. This is
So that's for all you people who heard this gospel and disregarded it. Right? The little Mexican that went by when it's loud. All right, all that kind of madness. Right? You're gonna get quiet when the Lord shows up. Go ahead.
Right.
this
I
is
get quiet tonight. Real quick.
this,
Second Ezra 9. All right, and 11. And they that have loathed my law while they had yet liberty, and when as yet place of repentance was open unto them, understood not, but despised it. The same must know it after death by pain.
and then when it comes down to it and stuff, it also says in Matthew that this word shall be preached to the four corners of the earth. There ain't gonna be no Israelite and stuff who's gonna sit up here and be like, I didn't know or I didn't hear it. You see? You ain't gonna have no cloak for your sins or the malicious and stuff because you had a chance to turn around, but you didn't want to.
That's right.
You see? Right? This is Luke chapter 19, verse 27. And it says, Luke 19, 27. It says, but those my enemies, it says, which would not that I should reign over them, bring hither and slay them before me. Yep. And we're going to have that, Lord willing, we part of 144,000. You know what I'm saying? We're going to have that spiritual powers and whatnot, and we're going to become hunters. And when that day comes and whatnot and stuff, you're going to wish, like it says in Proverbs, the 5th chapter and stuff, right? You're going to be sitting up there on some wish, woulda, coulda, woulda, and whatnot. You're going to be wanting to change in that day, man. You see? But guess what? It's going to be too late. You had your time and stuff, and guess what we told you? When it came down to knowing stuff, it was 100+ years. 100+ years, and you had a chance and stuff, and you didn't want to change. Guess what? This is your last time. So get right now.
No, you're right, brother. You was right, no point, brother. Hey, so with that, man, we're gonna give all praises, all honor and glory to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakakara.
Form your struggle.
Form your struggle.